Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster and I am back at it again with another video. Today we are doing a deck profile on Centurion, newly released from Valiant Smashers. I'm really excited to showcase this deck. There were a couple variants that I was testing out and I'll talk about it once we get there. But before we get into the profile, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Check out all my other social media platforms. We got a Discord, TikTok, Twitch. Be sure to check those out. Everything is going to be in the description box. So do yourselves a solid, pull up to the Discord. But let's jump right into the content, guys. I really want to showcase what I've been working on. Now, right before we get started on the profile, I do want to say a couple things. This is going to be the pure version of the deck. I was running a Horus Resonator engine, but it just wasn't working out. Now, I don't want you to think that for a minute that this deck was inconsistent with another engine. I just didn't find a need to actually have other engines. The Centurion stuff is pretty consistent on its own. Almost everything is a one-card starter. So I didn't really find it useful to have those extra engines when it didn't need it. I would rather have non-engine to interrupt our opponent if my one-card starters don't resolve. And I think that really worked out for the best. Alright, starting us off, we play 3 copies of Primera, the best normal summon in the entire deck. Searches out any spell, trap, monster, Centurion card. Also keep in mind, when they're in the spell and trap zone, their effects to summon themselves, which is the whole archetype's gimmick, they are considered trap effects being activated. It did come up a couple times in testing, so just keep that in mind. We played 3 copies of Trudea. This card is amazing. I really like this card. It just sucks that it's not a quick effect, but its effect is you could put this card in the spell or trap zone alongside another Centurion monster from your deck. So the usual target is going to be either Primera or Emmet. That way you could start synchro summoning. We're going to get a lot easier access to this card in February with Phantom Nightmare comes out because we're going to get Bonfire because it is a pyro monster. And then I played 2 copies of Emmet. Honestly, I was playing 2 copies in Resonator Horus Centurion, and I was thinking about cutting it to 1 because this card is such a brick. But now that I'm playing this new build, I do think it's important to play 2, and I'll get to that point later. But this card is such a brick if you open it because its quick effect, being a great one, is only on your opponent's turn. I just don't know who at Konami was like, yo, let's make this quick effect, but only be on your opponent's turn. Like, why? I do not get it. Really, I don't get it. But its effect is amazing, which is the shittiest part about it, right? It helps you dodge targeting cards like Effect Veiler and Imperm, normal summon Trudea or Primera, and they try to Imperm it or something, right? You activate this in hand or grave, put that card in the speller trap zone, and then summon this. Bam, dodge. It just sucks. I don't know why Konami did that. That's it for the monsters, the archetype. Let's jump into the spells. I play 3 Embla Oath. It does suck that this card is not a Centurion card, but I definitely understand. This card is super powerful. You could set any Centurion monster from your deck to the spell and trap zone. It does lock you into Centurion monsters from the extra deck if you control that monster. If you get rid of it and then go into another synchro, you could go into other things. Its secondary effect is also really good. You could set any spell or trap directly from the deck. So you could set field spell and then start popping off from there. There are a couple ways to not lock yourself into that Centurion restriction. I play 3 copies of Stand-Up Centurion. It does what all the other Centurion cards do except Emmet because Emmet is bad. It sets a Centurion monster from the deck straight to the spell and trap zone, discard for costs. This can't be destroyed if you control a Centurion card, which did come up a lot for me. But on top of that, I do play 1 Terraforming, which is just another copy of Stand-Up Centurion. And then I play 1 Centurion Bonds. This is really good follow-up. I usually search this off of Primera if I already have a lot of the engine in my hand. And I also play 1 Centurion Phalanx. I wanted to try the counter trap. It's a Omni Negate essentially, right? When anything is activated, it doesn't specify anywhere, it just says anything, and on top of that, it's a counter trap, really good. But it does require a little bit more setup. This is just good interruption because you could banish anything your opponent controls, and then it has some sort of recursion in the graveyard. Like I said at the beginning, guys, I'm not playing any other engine. This is just pure, and pure does require to play a lot more hand traps. You have 13 one-card starters. And if any of those, one of those 13s were to get interrupted and you get stopped where you can't end on a good board, you have all the other non-engine to back you up. And I think that was the game plan. When I was playing the other stuff, I just didn't need it. It just wasn't that good. So I find it a little bit more useful to play non-engine. I'm playing a couple of hand traps. I'm playing 3 copies of Nibiru, the Primal Bean. I'm playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom. And I am playing 3 copies of Effect Veiler. And I am playing 3 copies of Infinite Impermanent. So I'm playing 12 hand traps in total. Realistically, you could play more. Do you need to play more? It's up to you, and it really depends on the format. But playing 12 was optimal for me, and I think definitely the route to go. And I do play 3 copies of Book of Moon. This card is pretty useful defensively, offensively. Obviously, booking an opponent's troublesome monster, but booking your own monsters to resolve their effect. It's crazy. You could book a Moon Tridea when you activate the effect. It would still get set on resolution, which is actually crazy. And then I play 3 copies of Crossout Designator. This deck does lose to pretty common hand traps, Imperm, Effect Veiler, Ash. Since we play those targets in the main, I just thought it'd be a good idea just to play the Crossout, just to help us resolve those effects. And then I played 3 copies of Triple Tactics Talons. You're usually going to get a draw 2 off of this, but super useful. You are going to get hand trapped, especially in today's format. There's so many hand traps just running around. I just thought it was going to be the most useful. Last 2 cards to round out the 40, I am playing 2 Pot of Desires. So I originally wasn't even thinking about this card. I was going to play the Prosperity, a bit hesitant because I'm playing the Talons and you can't play both. I want to get all the draw power I can. It wasn't until I was trying to figure out if we could play 1 copy of Emeth in the deck until someone in my comment section mentioned, well, you can't play 2 Emeth because the chances of a banishing are low, especially because you're going to be playing the Desires. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, wait, that person has a very valid point. You can play the Desires because you're going to play 3 copies of almost every card in your deck. So there is literally no reason why you shouldn't. So definitely a good card that I added to the deck. Onto the extra deck, I am playing 2 copies of Legacia. This is on Special Summon, not on Synchro. You could go ahead and draw a card, and then you can destroy a monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. Does come in clutch, and on top of that, it's a huge beat stick. It's 3,500 attack. And then we're pushing Calamity a lot, guys. You're playing 1 Crimson Dragon. And then, of course, we are playing the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. And then we're playing the Blazer Dragon for our level 12 roundup. I am playing the Magistus package. I am playing the 1 Zorar. When this card is Synchro Summoned, you could equip any Magistus monster to it from the extra deck, and that your opponent cannot activate monster effects of that type. So it has pretty good coverage. We are playing 1 Arwis that does give our monster 1,000 attack and defense. We play 1 Ninaru. This allows our monster to attack twice to an opponent's monsters, and it is an MST. We play the 1 Artemis, and then we play the 1 Viram. This allows our monster to not be destroyed by spell or trap effects. For the rest of the extra deck, I just play great coverage cards. I play 1 Typhon. I want to switch this out for Exciton Knight, but I haven't found one. And then I play 1 Zeus, 1 SP Little Knight. I play Abyss Dweller, and then I play the 1 Baguska. Onto the sideboard, I play 3 copies of DD Crow. This card is still phenomenal in the format. Good against so many decks at the moment. And then I am playing 3 copies of Fenrir. This is a card that I was considered playing in the main. I just find it a little bit more useful in the side. Still one of the best board breakers in the game. I play 3 copies of Jolin Lockbird. Still really good in the format. I was considering to play this in the main as well, but I wanted to have Nibiru over the Droll. We just got back row hate, right? 1 Lightning Storm, 2 Cosmic Cyclone. I was going to play another Lightning Storm, but I wanted to get a quick play spell card to get rid of Anti-Spell Fragrance. And then I play 1 Gamma Seal, and then we play 1 Kurikara. I don't have any outs to Noir in the deck, so even though I play so many hand traps that would potentially stop our opponent from getting to that point, but I wanted to have an answer just in case, so that's why I'm playing these 2. And then I play the 1 Change of Heart. This card is phenomenal in the Unchained matchup, right? Take control Just a really good board breaker overall. So my overall thoughts on the deck, it's a very consistent deck. You have the ability to play a lot of non-engine, which makes the deck really alluring. But I do think at the moment there's not a lot of support for it because it just came out. And hopefully in the future we do get some new cards, maybe some more tuners, maybe some more ways to get our monsters into the Speller Trap zone. But that is it for the video, for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about Centurion overall? What would you change and what wouldn't you? Let me know all of that in the comment section, guys. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. My name is Winsor. You guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out, guys.